And we are back with the stonks coming in right now. They are... Oh, they're not going up. Oh, are they? Oh no. But you know what is going up? The patch. Eventually, soon, TM. But for now, we're getting a little bit of a preview of that patch.
There we go. Of course, we are here in the grand finals for ESL Open Cup number 155 Europe. This tournament was, of course, played a day ago. It was played 24 hours, or less than 24 hours ago, actually, now that I think about it. But it was played, and it was played on a mod that incorporates all of the new additions, all the new balance changes that are coming in the next patch. We've seen a little bit of it come to fruition, especially when it came to the Brood Lords earlier, and with the disruptors as well. We've kind of seen quite a lot of that, actually. We have seen it be a little bit impactful, definitely. I do feel like the most impactful changes are probably going to happen in TvT and in late game TvZ, and unfortunately, those are kind of matchups that we didn't really get to see today.
Yeah, and we're not going to be seeing that either for a grand final, Sal.
Yes, there is no Zerg here. There's no Terran on Terran action. Instead, we have Clem going through the TVP gauntlet, taking down Forjumi, taking down Arrowfire, and it all comes down to MaxPax.
The mystery man, the prince himself. Coming in from the end of Danskavlar.
Yeah, you know, arguably the, I would say the top 2 Protoss player in Europe. You know, you can make arguments who's the number 1 right now. Is it Showtime? Is it MaxPax? Regardless, he is one of the best Protoss that Europe has to offer. And he's also a bit of an innovator himself. You know, he is the kind of player that kind of leads the way for the meta on how to play and how to adjust. So I wonder how much he has played around with this new patch, and if it has really changed his approach to the matchup at all.
We'll find out. You know, MaxPax I always have an image of MaxPax. Well, not of the player himself, but
Yeah.
not of what he looks like. But I have this image in my head, or rather a reputation, I should say, or... I know there's a word for it, but I can't remember what it is. Whenever I think of MaxPax, I always think of him as that innovator that you were talking about. I mean, there's a reason why he has an entire build named after him. But we'll see if that comes into play, because for now, we're going to be kicking off our best of 5 grand finals here. We're in the top right-hand corner of the map, swinging all the way in that top right-hand corner. We are going to be looking at our blue Protoss player coming up from the land of Denmark, the crown prince himself of both Denmark and Protoss. I think when eventually he will inherit that. We have, representing Sidestorm Gaming, PSG, MaxPax.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Inside and Out, we have his opponent, the French Terran player himself, representing Team Liquid. It is Clem.
With the Bears.
Bears. Someone tell us why. Why the Bears?
Yeah, I mean, it's self-explanatory.
I guess, you know, it's quite cute. It's menacing.
Yeah.
Both at the same time.
Is it though? I mean, those are pretty black, soulless eyes.
They are.
But he's smiling at you.
What kind of reapers are behind those eyes is what I want to know. As for the first time in a while here, Clem actually throws... It tastes the fear. It knows. But Clem actually throws down his racks at home.
He does, surprisingly. As he knows who he's up against, he's playing this out very, very safe, going for a factory expand.
Yeah, he does go for those 2 gases, not a gas expand or a Rax expand like we have seen in the past. So I do think that this does go to show that Clem has quite a bit of respect here for MaxPax. He's not being hyper aggressive like we've seen before. He's going to be trying this out, or playing this out a little bit safer, at least at the start of game number 1.
Yeah, I was trying to suss out what his opponent what his opponent is like, or what his opponent's preferred playstyle would be like. Again, when you're up against MaxPax, you have to imagine him as the innovator in a new patch, somebody who will adapt much quicker than everybody else.
Yeah, that's kind of what we expect to see, but we'll see how that all kind of comes into form here, as for the most part, we have a pretty standard opener from Clem, going for his 1-1-1, going for his Widow Mines as well. We have seen him quite fond of these mine drop openers in this matchup. The Reaper is just doing its best job to try and scout and get any kind of scouting information across the map.
I will see what it can accomplish right now, as 2 Adepts are making their way across the map right now. There's only a single. There are only 2 Marines to fend them off.
Yeah, the Adepts are just going to poke and prod, do a little bit of damage here to the depots, but not much else. They're going to have to turn around, actually, because the Reaper does get across the map, and Clem does confirm the Stargate opener here from MaxPax.
Yeah, I believe he was able to catch a glimpse of the Phoenix in production as well, so yeah, that makes this mine drop a little bit trickier, but he's still going to go for it regardless.
Yeah, like 1 Phoenix isn't going to be enough to completely shut it down. It is enough to focus down the medevac though, so it may just be a one-way trip, as the medevac has now come out, and we this time only have 2 Widow Mines as opposed to the 3 that we had in the previous game.
The Phoenix goes all the way across the map?
Yeah. No fear.
Very ballsy, yeah.
Goes across the map, confirms that the medevac has yet to leave, and because of the Phoenix opener, by the way, Clem hasn't pulled the trigger with the drop. He's keeping the medevac and the mines back at home.
Wow. That's one way of boxing your opponent in, I guess.
Yeah, again, he does recognize that he won't be able to deal any economic damage. He doesn't want to be wasteful with his units, so he keeps everything back at home close to the chest. And now it's going to be on MaxPax to try and find a little bit of damage. He has to be careful though because of those mines.
Yeah, Clem doing everything he can to try to bait these Phoenixes into the Widow Mine, but yeah, he ain't taking that bait.
Exactly. So far, Clem is just trying to keep up with the movement here of these Phoenixes. Gets a couple of shots off, gets a lock-on as well. A little bit of hold damage to that first Phoenix. As MaxPax is doing what a lot of Terran players are quite not fond of at all. MaxPax is going Phoenix Colossus.
Traumatized is the word you're looking for there.
Yeah. It's what they know and hate, not know and love. So yeah, this is quite a common kind of build composition coming out from MaxPax. It isn't too aggressive, like he's containing his opponent with the Phoenixes. It means that it's really difficult to get any drops across the map, so the Protoss player is safe to cut production, to cut forges, to cut gateways, and very quickly tech into Colossi. Yeah,
there really shouldn't be anything standing in the way, but anything standing in the way of MaxPax and his Colossus production. His 3rd base is about halfway done as well. Clem isn't going for a 2-base all-in, which, fair enough. I mean, he hasn't scouted that it's going to be a robo-bait just yet, but yeah, something tells me that if he knew he was going to go up against Colossus, we'd be seeing a lot fewer boys being produced.
Exactly. I think Clem has recognized that because of the build of choice from MaxPax, as the Phoenixes, they go on in, they actually pick up the Cyclone, they almost take down the Viking as well. Widow Mine shot goes up!
Ooh. Yeah, and it will be able to break the Graviton on one of these Phoenixes. The vast majority of them do survive, but they are badly damaged.
Yeah, that was a bit of a slip up there by MaxPax. A lot of damage being done to these Phoenixes, and that is a scary thought. I was about to say that Clem recognizes that he can't really go for any kind of move out, because if he did, the Phoenixes would just pick him apart, slow him down enough with the Colossi to finish him off by the time he did get across the map. But now that the Phoenixes are weakened like this, like, he's got some potential.
No fear whatsoever. Some fear, a little bit of fear.
a little bit of fear. Forces a stim as well. MaxPax did have an observer on top of this army, so he can just keep rotating back and forth. He's fully aware of the movement. There we go. Clem recognizes, hold up, how can you respond so well to me? Does take out that observer.
How can you respond so well to me? Do you know who I am?
Oh my god.
Nobody does MaxPax, that's the issue.
No one knows, Bappy, as we see the Phoenixes dealing even more damage over time. 2 SCVs went down, a couple more Marines here and there. He's dishing out a lot of damage to this orbital and just keeping tabs and being a nuisance to Clem.
Like so, and just like that, Colossus will finish up here. It's actually the second Colossus, now that I get a look at things. The third base is also fully saturated here for MaxPax. He is getting 6 more gateways to complement this. I don't see a way for Clem to be able to break MaxPax with the units he's got, but at the same time, I don't think he's recognized that he does need to prepare for his next stage of tech just yet.
I mean, there is a window here, right? There's an 8 gateway explosion, but they're still in production, so there's a big window here where there isn't a lot to protect these Colossi, but it looks like Clem's a little bit more concerned with just keeping up with these Phoenixes, establishing his third base, maybe even expanding and taking a fourth behind this. We'll see if he does try to hit a timing with 1-1. He still has only 1 NG Bay, but he does throw down a Ghost Academy.
Okay. That'll help him out. They'll help him out a ton. I mean, aside from being able to deplete the energy of these Phoenixes, essentially make them useless into crowd control, Halo Ghosts and EMPs are just useful against any Protoss army.
They really are. We do see, oh my god, Clem dives on top of these Phoenixes, does get 1 Phoenix for his trouble, and a lot more DPS on some of these others. We do see MaxPax really respecting this move. He backs off with his Colossi, is trying to keep up with the army rotation of Clem.
And for now, it's just a game of skirmish at the moment. Both players not really willing to fully commit to a move out, but still trying to get whatever damage they can with whatever units they've got on the map. Clem is now regrouping with the rest of his army. He knows that if he allows his 4th base to get up and running, he's done. MaxPax is just going to eclipse him in the economy.
But is he already done? Because we have a couple of Zealots in the main base and Zealots at the 3rd as well. This is forcing Clem all the way back home. And as Clem moves out of position, MaxPax's main army is busting down those rocks.
Like so. We now see the Census Tower nerf coming to play a little bit.
Yeah, we do. I mean, it does get up and running, does give him a little bit of vision. We do see that scan on the army of MaxPax, but is there enough bio on the ground?
Doesn't seem like there is. All of the Widow Mines do connect with the chargelets in fairness, but we still have the Colossus in the back line shelling away at all of this. We still have the Archons, actually finally getting taken out.
Yeah, we need more on the ground, I feel, to protect these Colossi. There's no Prism to reinforce. We do see a couple of Zealots coming in from behind the army, but MaxPax has to be a little bit careful. His army is looking a little bit fragile. Ooh.
Yeah, there's definitely a window here where Clem, if he's able to EMP the army and take him out, can definitely take the engagement and go for a counterattack. But now the reinforcements for MaxPax are coming in, and Clem sees the writing on the wall. GG is called. MaxPax going to be the first player to take a game off of Clem in this tournament.
GG. And if anyone can do it, MaxPax can. Going for, the tried and true Phoenix Colossi, it can be a little bit difficult to pull off, but we saw it in the hands of a master. And oh boy, it felt like Clem, he was just forced to stay at home the entire time. The Phoenixes did such a great job at just containing him and keeping him busy.
It seemed that way because that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Phoenixes, like you said, it can be hard to really utilize them to their maximum effectiveness, but when you're able to pull it off, it is the ultimate bully unit in the entire game.
Pretty much. I mean, leading up to that final fight, I think 2 Phoenixes died and only 2. It goes to show how attentive MaxPax was with that harassing force. And we saw kind of the 1-2 punch there where a Prism was able to slip into the main base of Clem. Zealots were suddenly all over the place, and just there was just nothing but chaos going on there for Clem. And then in came the main army. He just wasn't quite ready for all of that.
And in that chaos, that's where Protoss thrives, especially MaxPax.
Oh, exactly. And now MaxPax is going to be leading the series 1-0, but it's a best of 5. There's still plenty of games ahead of us.
Yeah, hopefully 4.
Yeah, hopefully it goes...
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. My game froze when it got to 1. And I got really confused because usually if the game was going to crash, it would be at 0.
It's all good. It's all good. Hopefully we go all the way to game 5. Hopefully we go to the ace match. But here we go. We're diving into game numero 2.
Sí, papi. Un game 2. So like that. Anyway, we're going to be jumping into Cosmic Sapphire. We're in the top left-hand corner map. Yes. In the top left-hand corner map, we do have our blue Protoss player coming up from the land of Denmark, already up 1-0 in the specified grand finals. He's going to be representing Storm Gaming, PSG. He is MaxPax. Maximus.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Cosmic Sapphire, we have his opponent. The French Terran player representing Team Liquid. It is Clem.
The bear versus the prince.
Exactly. Can the bear maul the prince? Or will the prince maul the bear?
Yeah, I think that's how it works.
Oh god, as once again, Clem is going for his Rax back at home. We do not see a proxy like we've seen earlier in the past. And it does seem as if he is looking to go for a Rax expand.
Yeah, this time it was only a single gas, standard Reaper expand that we've come to know and love over the many years.
Yeah, so switching things up here is forced to pull a couple of extra SCVs because MaxPax is going to be as annoying as possible with this probe. Could even throw down a pylon just to force the CC to be a little bit off center, but finally the probe is forced away.
Yeah, he doesn't want to risk losing that probe this early on. Not a big deal, but, you know, it would be a morale victory for Clem, and yeah, MaxPax just can't allow that.
No. Can't allow any happiness in the life of a Terran. Smurge. Oh god, yeah, Clem, it does make sense for him to go for a more economic opener just because we are on Cosmic Sapphire, I believe the largest map in the map pool, so yeah, we aren't going to be going for any kind of early aggression, early Widowmine drops or anything like that. And we could also argue as well that the opener from Clem was kind of hard countered in that last game because of the blind phoenixes that MaxPax went for. Clem, like those first couple of Widowmines were just forced to stay at home. The medevac forced to stay at home.
But you know who isn't forced to stay at home? MaxPax, as we do have a gateway right at the third base location here of Clem. I think he's kind of recognized that, you know, Clem doesn't want to get a third so early on. You know, probably won't be getting eyes on that. He's even able to slip an adept in. Doesn't get a delay on the natural base, but at the very least, he was able to take out that SCP.
It does get the SCV. That could have been a lot worse as the orbital was being morphed in. Meanwhile, the Reaper slips into the main base here. Is going to be able to get a full scout and should recognize, hold up, mate, one of your pylons is missing.
Yeah, what's going on? Should have 3 out by now.
Yeah.
Well, he does have 3 out by now, but
he does.
Why isn't one of them visible?
I mean, Warp Gate is now done, so MaxPax is going for a 3-gate opener here. Can apply a lot of pressure across the map. There we go, 3 adepts being morphed in at a time to try and get into that mineral line. And without Stim, again, these Vanilla Marines are going to have a hard time dealing with these adepts.
Yeah, the bunker helps, but there's only so much range Marines have in a bunker. All of them will get released. And once again, Clem is kind of the master of target firing. One of the best micro-Terran players in the world right now. He's able to deal with these adepts very effectively.
I mean, that Hellion actually did a lot of splash damage on those adepts. They were actually doing quite well there. Meanwhile, MaxPax comes in with a second wave with a wave of Stalkers. Instead, he's going to be able to focus on every single one of these Marines.
Yeah, it looks like he's looking to brute force his way through, but now there's a tank sieged up. Oh, the adepts are trying to make short work of that, but yeah, MaxPax doesn't really want to risk it right now.
Doesn't want to risk it. Meanwhile, the Raven pops out as well. Again, to start with a little bit more energy. Can throw down that auto turret, and there we go. He's going to be able to zone away the Gateway Army.
And all of these units, or at least all of these living units, are forced back. He gets 1 more SCV for his troubles, at the very least.
And he does. Meanwhile, two Adepts do shade into the main base. Oh, they're going to be able to pick off 2-3 SCVs. Every single gas mining SCV. Not bad here from MaxPax. Was that worth the prices of all the units that he's lost so far, though? It's hard to say. Looking at the units lost tab here, he's lost 8 Adepts already.
Ooh. Yeah, that's pretty expensive to say the least, especially when it comes to gas. It's gonna be hurting a little bit for his next phase of tech.
Yeah, it really will. I mean, so far Clem has done a decent job at just holding on, working on his tank production. His Raven is now out as well, but MaxPax is not slowing down, by the way. Okay, instead of throwing down a 4th gateway, which I thought he might, he actually is going for a robotic spade.
That he is. So most likely it's going to be Colossus once again coming up from MaxPax. It's just a very safe unit to defend against attacks. I say that, but Blink just finished up, and he's sending a War Prism across the map.
Yeah, Blink did finish. I'm pretty sure MaxPax is looking to expand behind this and take a 3rd base. Yep, there we go. Because we only have 3 gateways to work with. MaxPax, his goal is to contain his opponent, but that doesn't mean that he won't dive on top of an opportunity if it does present itself. He has that Prism. He can slip into the main base. He just has to be careful not to lose too many of his Stalkers.
Like so. Well, but actually there's not much of a Marine buffer here, and every kilt tank is going to be is going to have a snowball effect as the game goes on. He has to be so careful not to lose that War Prism. He doesn't. Ooh.
Yeah, and he gets a tank, he gets a lot of Marines as well. I think he only lost 1 Stalker in that engagement, so very nice trades coming out from MaxPax.
That is correct. He only lost 1 Stalker in the entire trade. Hasn't lost another one yet.
Yeah, and he just
so efficiently.
Yeah, he just keeps shaving off unit after unit here, and again, it's not like he's all in, like he's working Colossus behind this. He's saturating his 3rd base. He's just keeping Clem on 2 CCs. We do have a 3rd on the way here, which is nice, but it's still not even halfway done. And even if oh my god, it's even going to get delayed.
Like so. And all of a sudden, yeah, a lot of other SCVs are starting to go down. This is one thing you can really take advantage of, and MaxPax is absolutely taking advantage of it here on Cosmic Sapphire. The massive amount of dead air between the natural and the main.
Oh my god, 2 more Rexes get thrown down, but the Stalkers are here. They force a cancel in the first one. They delay the second as well. Just Clem, he just can't catch a break.
He's being bullied so hard by the units of MaxPax. In game number 1, it was the Phoenixes. Now here in game number 2, it's the Stalkers. Observer finished up outside that main base, and Stalkers blink in to delay the 3rd base once again.
Can he force a cancel? It's going to be a little bit ambitious. There we go. The Marine Army moves on forward here. We do have Stim, so finally the Stalkers are forced all the way out. Finally, Clem can finish his 3rd CC.
It's on fire.
It is on fire. But it's done. That's what matters.
It can be repaired. Smoch.
Definitely can be. At the same time, we do have a bit of a Blink Stalker move in towards the natural, but there's an army here to fend him off. So Clem finally is going to be able to break free from the shackles of his 2 bases. He can take his 3rd. He can finally establish it and actually get it up and running. And yeah, with this kind of boost to his economy, he can now work on a follow-up push as well. He hasn't really been too aggressive at all. He's been stuck at home, but hopefully not for too much longer.
Yeah, the worst is over right now for Clem. He has been able to weather the storm and survive. He is getting on track with his tech. Meanwhile, over at MaxPax side of the map, 4th base is already halfway done. 3rd Colossus, or no, third Colossus has just finished up as well. +2 is on the way. Things are looking really good for our blue Protoss player.
Yeah, Clem is just being pulled apart. We have a massive warp into the main base of Clem. Charge also coming in at the same time. MaxPax dives on top of the army. The tanks are falling left and right. Clem is being pulled apart.
Yeah, getting a little bit of a taste of his own medicine. What he did against Aerok Fire earlier on.
Clem,
every single base is on fire. GG is called, and MaxPax brings us to match point.
Mate, Clem was going for a Hail Mary play. I don't know if you saw, he went for a Doom Drop across the map. He loaded up 4 full medevacs, and MaxPax had control of the watchtower. He recalled back home. He shut it down. Wow.
Man, that was very convincing coming out from MaxPax, I will say. In both game number 1 and game number 2, it felt like he was in absolute control. I mean, even at the very start with the openings, before the games even began, before we got into the games, Clem decided to play out safe. He's scared of MaxPax. And seeing how game number 1 and 2 played out, I can't say I blame him.
I didn't blame him either, buddy. Mate, that was, oh my god, the way that MaxPax is able to just, again, it's not a sight that you see too often, but just because of the openers and because of what Clem had available to him, like, MaxPax was so efficient with his army, with his units, just picking away at just whatever he could. It was like a role reversal of what we saw Clem do to the other Protosses earlier on. It was crazy.
It was, yeah. Did they swap bodies? Is what I want to know. Will Clem be able to answer the mystery to us all?
Is Clem on MaxPax's account? Is MaxPax on Clem's account? I don't know. But yeah, very impressive moves here by MaxPax, and he's one game away from just 3-0ing from clean sweeping and becoming our champion.
Yeah, it's very possible. I hope that's not the case here, but it's very possible.
Yeah, just the control, the micro has been so insane here from MaxPax. Game 1, there was a mixture of that, but also like the builds just didn't really favor Clem at all. Like it felt like he was playing from the back foot immediately in game 1. In game number 2, things were a little bit different, but just because of the aggression of MaxPax, Clem just didn't really have too much breathing room overall.
Yeah, it took a little while before MaxPax was able to get Clem into that back foot, but once he did, he just never let it go. Okay, but we are going to be continuing our series now on Waterfall, the Terran map. Hell yeah! We're in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, spawning all the way in that bottom left-hand corner. We have our blue Protoss player coming down from the land of Danskavlar, Denmark. He is going to be representing Storm Gaming, up 2-0 in this best of 5 grand finals. Currently getting proxied. Hell yeah. He is MaxPax.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Waterfall, we have his opponents. We have the French Terran player representing Team Liquid. He's had enough. He's going for the proxy across the map. It is Clem.
All right, he's taking us to game number 4. I can feel it.
I can feel it, Bobby. I can feel it. I mean, we've seen Clem do this quite a lot today, where he goes for the singular proxy racks, he goes for the bunker at the natural as well, just to try and slow down the economy and get an early lead, and he's been able to do so. He's been able to find a lot of success against the players like Forjumi and like Arrowfire, but can he pull it off against MaxPax?
I believe he's going to try. MaxPax has now scouted the main base zone. He knows the proxy is coming his way. eBay block as opposed to a bunker.
Interesting. So we're going to have an engineering block here. I mean, MaxPax actually did go for a Zealot first, and the Zealot is about to finish up. So this engineering bay isn't going to have a lot of HP here. He's going to be able to clean this up. But we're not going to have a lot to contest this first Reaper, as it's going to be able to get in and micro quite well against this Zealot.
Yeah, like so. Yeah, MaxPax does get does have his Texas delayed slightly, but not by too much. I love this drone drilling coming out from MaxPax here. Really getting the absolute maximum surface area that he can on this Reaper and prevent an escape as well.
Exactly. So very nice probe movement there. Is able to force the Reaper out. The Reaper did end up getting 2 probe kills in the end, so not too bad here. We have a second Reaper coming out as well. But in the end, it looks like MaxPax should have enough here to hold on. He's got his Adept. He's got his Zealot that is rushing across the map.
Yeah, I mean, if Clem jukes and jives well enough with his Reapers, then I imagine he can get a couple more probes, but yeah, for now it seems like his priority is to prevent these units from going across the map.
Exactly, and Clem can even use the terrain here to his advantage. There we go, he jumps up this cliff, he does avoid those adepts, and he's going to be able to rush across the map and deal some damage. We do have a Stalker back at home, but only one Stalker, and it's not going to be enough to really stop these Reapers. Does take down a third probe.
Like so. Pretty decent start so far. I say a pretty decent start, but 2 more gates are about to finish up right now for MaxPax.
Oh my god, so a 3-gate opener here from MaxPax. The Reapers once again dive in, picking off a couple more workers, forcing a lot of lost mine time here from the side of MaxPax. So again, just being as annoying as possible. Looking at the vision, they weren't able to confirm the additional gateways that were thrown down.
Oh no. But he is playing this out defensively, pretty well defensively.
Yeah.
He's got the mines in the high ground, he's got the wall.
The starport was able to finish up as well, and it looks like he's going into his regular transition from his proxy Reaper, and that is a mine drop. There's not going to be too many mines, I think 2 to 3 mines in total here, and it looks like this may go unscattered as well. So finally Clem is getting into more of his game, a game where he can be the one harassing instead.
Yeah. That medevac is zooming across the map, but it gets caught by the Stalker!
Oh my god, the Stalker catches it. We have 3 more Stalkers
No.
to intercept! Oh my god!
Is he gonna intercept it?
Oh,
No! The medevac is gonna go down!
Wow.
With
Oh,
both
that's
of my
it.
GP!
Oh my god! Things very quickly escalating.
I was stunned at how... Wow.
Oh my god, for that Stalker to come across that drop. I mean, to be fair, the starport was scattered by the Adept earlier, so MaxPax is fully aware of like the build opener from Clem, so he knew what to look out for. He just happened to come across the medevac in the end, shuts it down, and that's it. It's over.
That's it?
That's it.
It's the grand finals?
We're done.
Wow. That, I gotta be very honest with you, like, that was a series that wasn't even close. That was way more one-sided than I thought it was gonna be.
MaxPax manhandled Clem that series, mate. That was crazy, like in multiple different ways as well. He was all over him, and it was crazy just because like our road to the finals, we were following Clem, you know, and we were able to see what he looked like right at full force, you know, when he was a little bit more comfortable, when he was the one who was dictating the pace of the game and was able to kind of take charge. We saw him against Forjumi, we saw him against Arcfire, but then we suddenly saw the switch in the finals. It was so jarring. Wow.
It really was. And again, it's not just the fact that he was... It's not just the fact that he was on the back foot a little bit. It's not just the fact that, you know, MaxPax was really able to manhandle him. It's also just something about going up against MaxPax for Clem shook him to his core. He was playing it out arguably too safe in game number 1 and 2. In fairness, you know, going for the proxy didn't work out so well for him in game number 3 either, but there were also a lot of other circumstances going on there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, GG, well played to MaxPax. He was looking quite in form in the grand finals. Unfortunately, we weren't able to cover some of his other matches. We just don't have the replays of that. I guess his road to victory was he actually took down Trifax in the semifinals. We casted him earlier. Trifax actually went on a run good enough to make it all the way to the semis, so shout out to Trifax. We were able to feature him earlier in the day, and for him to make it to the top 4 is very impressive. Everyone, exclamation mark B in the chat to look at the bracket and the run of all these players.
Yeah, there will be spoilers, but I mean, we're done.
We just casted
now.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, we just casted them, so, you know,
we can
it's not really a spoiler at this point. Yeah. Oh, look at that full bracket coming in here.
Oh, It's beautiful, Puppy. It's beautiful. Hold on, I'm just trying to set it up here on this. There we go on the screen. A very, very stacked bracket, very full of Protoss and Terran. But yeah, like there were a couple of standout players that really went further than they usually do.
Yeah, I mean, we just mentioned Trifax was probably the main one, who we were pretty surprised making it all the way to the semifinals. Fire as well. I think normally I think of him as more of a wild card, but yeah, it is still surprising that he was able to take out the likes of, look at the bracket
Skillous.
Once again. He was able to take out the likes of Skillous, and Shadown.
Yeah, exactly. Like, taking down Skillous there was insane. So, massive shout out to Arogfire, for Jumi for taking down Radita, and for Trifax for taking down Mana. So, there were quite a number of upsets in this tournament, and I'm sure a lot of it does kind of lean towards the fact that this was on the new balance patch, and especially we saw Trifax was able to maybe make use of that as well against Mana, just specifically against Mana's playstyle. So yeah, massive shout out to them. In the end, of course, we saw the two favorites, Clem and MaxPax, make it to the finals, but that wasn't the finals that we really expected.
No, it was, well, the way it played out, it wasn't at all what we expected. Not the score, not the, not the score, not the
games.
In-game strats, not the games, not the builds,
Oof. Yeah, so congratulations to MaxPax again. It's pretty important to take note of people's forms coming into Katowice, just because I'm pretty sure Katowice is going to be either played on the new patch when it comes out, or on this current balance mod, if the new patch isn't out by then. So yeah, like this is kind of showing everyone like who's going to be able to adapt quite well to it. I guess the other thing to bear in mind as well is that we also have a new map pool on the horizon. So yeah,
we do, don't we?
Katowice is going to be crazy.
It's going to be wild. It's going to be at the start of the year, and with start of a year, we get new things.
Yeah, I know, like, there are people that are of two minds, right? One is, if this is the world champion, or if this is the world championship, it would make sense for it to be on the patch of the previous seasons of DreamHack, right? Of DreamHack Summer and DreamHack Valencia and DreamHack Atlanta, because it's all leading up to the World Finals. So it would make sense for it to be the same. But I know a lot of people do really love, especially in StarCraft, when we get a new map pool, when we get a new balance patch, it will shake up Katowice, but that doesn't have to be a bad thing.
Yeah. No, it doesn't. I think it was a bit more clear-cut back in the day when, we had WCS. Because, you would have the WCS BlizzCon finals, and that would be played in the...
October, November.
October and November it will be played on the older patch, and then in December they roll out the new patch, and then in Katowice at the start of next year you get a big world championship with all of these changes coming into effect. But we saw how that happened.
Yeah, it was a little bit more structured before. Now it's it's a little bit more wild, but I'm sure Katowice is going to be a lot of fun, and we're all going to be looking forward to it in the coming months. Regardless, GG, well played. I hope everyone enjoyed the broadcast. I hope everyone had a lot of fun here. If you weren't able to watch this live, when it was live a day ago, we're here to provide it to you at a bit of a different time zone, a different time slot. I know a lot of people aren't too keen on watching VODs, so we're like, you know what? Let's just run this here for the people that weren't able to watch it at the time. And I don't know about you, Yaku, but I had a lot of fun, a lot of good matches.
Yeah, pretty good time coming in here. Would have been nice, I guess, to see a couple more Zerg players, but we are going into the land of Protoss. When,
it's true, but it's ESL EU. We don't have Zergs here.
That's so funny to think about. We don't have Zergs in Europe anymore. Zerg players in Europe anymore.
Yeah, we should say not the ones that sign up for these weeklies. Like I don't think Cyril's ever signed up for an ESL Open Cup. Very rare if he ever did.
Yeah.
Same with Raynor as well. That there's the meme where they only show up for the big events, for the money events. Otherwise, they're just kind of chilling, resting on their laurels. But they're still Chilean. Yeah. Oh my god. So yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed themselves. If you want some more of this ESL Open Cup action, we're going to be live on Friday, I believe, with ESL Open Cup 155 Americas. We're going to be casting out with Yaku.
Okay.
And also, tomorrow, Asher, if you're there in the chat, respond to my goddamn DMs. Respond to my DMs, Papi. I believe
that Oreo in you.
There you get it in you, Papi. I believe we're going to be live tomorrow as well with a DreamHack Group Stage 3 cast. We're going to be covering, I think, Group G. I'm going to have to double check, but we will be casting a group tomorrow.
Yeah. One or the other. We'll figure something out.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Yaku!
Yes.
Before we head off, where can people find you? Mates, are we going to get a December stream? Are we going to get a January stream?
We'll see about that. I have been working on something else a little bit different, which actually won't be out in December either, but maybe in January, potentially. We will see about that. But if I do stream, that's going to be over on twitch.tv/Yakuzaku1. You can also follow me at twitter.com at EmporaYakuzaku. Normally, I would say I announce when I stream over there, but I'm not sure if that's allowed anymore on Twitter, TOS. I need somebody to explain it to me, Kuro, if you're in the chat. Other than that, !Discord. In the chat, you can find me. Light is there, Kuro is there, Asher is there, everyone's there, mate. It's a good time. Seal is there with the puppet.
There you go. There you go. You can check us out here on the CranKy Ducklings. You can follow me as well at light_VIP. I do stream throughout the week. Usually I do. I didn't stream today just because we have these broadcasts going on, and I don't want to ladder and smudge before the cast.
Yep, I've made that mistake before.
Asher's made that mistake before, Pop. He's always smudging. So yeah,
see
but
one player make one lunker and triggered immediately
for the entire night, man. The entire night. But yeah, you can follow me at light_VIP if you're interested. I do stream occasionally, whenever I can, whenever I'm not casting. I do also play some other games like Final Fantasy, or I need to finish up the new Spider-Man Remastered game. I still need to find some time to play that as well. So you can follow me there if you're interested. Otherwise, you can follow us here on the CranKy Ducklings. We're live every day of the week with some StarCraft, whether it's replay casts of ESL Open Cup Asia, we're doing some DreamHack replay casts of matches that were never casted live. They're just there in the ether, in the darkness, and we're here to shed some light on them. We're also going to be casting some Home Story Cup replays next or in the coming weeks, because for those who don't know, a lot of the matches at Home Story Cup also weren't casted either. It's insane just how much wasn't broadcasted, so we're going to try and bring that all to you as best we can.
Yeah. Once again, !Discord in the chat. If you've watched Home Story Cup, you've looked at that bracket, and you thought, this is an interesting match that didn't quite get much attention, at least in the English broadcasts, could recommend it to us, because otherwise we'll have to sift through all of them. Yeah,
we aren't casting everything. We're kind of picking and choosing here and there what we want to cover. Otherwise, we're never going to be it. Like, I'm just really worried that the new patch is going to come and it's going to break the replays. Like, I want to get through all these replay casts as quickly as possible, and then we can set it behind us before it's too late. But
the whole syncing up with each other again.
Yeah, we've done that before, and we don't like it. But thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the support. Shout out to Orsus, Jadolf in the chat, Imagine. I saw some first-time viewers as well, and some old-time fans and supporters. Thank you so much. If you want to support us, you can check us out on Patreon. You can subscribe to the channel. You can donate as well. All the money that we make here on this channel goes towards our pro team. We do have a pro roster that is currently competing in World Team League.
Yeah, watch us this Saturday, as it is going to be the final day of the groups. I, for one, am going to be very, very hyped for our players. I think mathematically we're not quite going to be able to make it out, but I'm still very proud of the score that our players have been able to achieve and the fight that they've been able to put up.
Definitely, man. I'm looking forward to it. Saturday, Vindicta versus Scarlet. Let's go.
The Battle of NA!
Oh.
An age-old story.
Oh my god. Vindicta versus Scarlet is going to be amazing. We have Eric versus Lambo, and we have Dolan versus Bjorn as well. The CranKy Ducklings are playing against Shopify Rebellion. Oh my god. Obviously, we're not the favorites, but some quality StarCraft is to be had, so make sure you're there live.
Storylines going on there.
Exactly. With that, thanks so much for watching, everyone. Thanks so much for the support. Yaku, do you have anything you want to say before we head off for the night?
Family.
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 All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.